Superman is coming. There is a world tour that has been announced, and it was announced with a video of the cast and James Gunn. And here it is. Let's watch the announcement. Well, it's on X, so it's like a rotating video here. But let's look at the dates. World tour. So, I mean, they did a second test screening. Apparently reports that there is, if you could find that story, Lori, reports they have made changes to Superman, including firing the editor, reworking the movie. It's now 122 minutes. But I think James Gunn corrected it and said it was 2 hours and 2 minutes. That was issued a correction there. And they also got a different composer. So it sounds like some radical changes are being made to this movie. So I don't know how much time James Gunn has for a world tour, but apparently they'll be in Manila on June 19th, Rio de Janeiro, June 23rd, London, July 2nd, Paris, July 4th for 4th of July, Los Angeles, July 7th. That is the date of all the special early access fan screenings. New York, July 9th, and Beijing on the 10th. Let's see how much China likes Superman. But let's check out this video, Alan.
Citizens of Metropolis.
And the world.
Superman is coming to a city near you. He's back.
But don't worry, you're not in danger.
We're coming to cities all over the world for the Superman Global Tour.
Superman. Just look up.
And we will see you soon.
Well, there you go.
Don't understand what this world tour is.
It's James Gunn and the cast presenting the movie to different countries at screenings. So it's to pump up the interest. Pump up the interest.
69.
And another story here, David Corenswet has shared a video of his Superman training. He trained to be Superman. And we have a video here of David Corenswet. I'm gonna rewind this here and we'll take a look. But this is a 30-second video shared on the official Superman account. Alan, if you and I are gonna get in superhero shape, why don't we just follow this plan? Let's go.
It's not about getting better. It's about getting bigger. That was 4. This is the last one. I'm just not strong enough yet. But I'll be that strong in a week. Okay. It's been a hell of a week at the office. Hey, buddy, eyes up here. Not about getting.
Yeah,
Wow.
I still think that costume looks bad.
Yeah, I hope he can fill it out one day.
I mean, well, look, I think he's fine. Actually, I think I like David Corenswet. He's a legit nerd. He is the one. You'll see there's stories about this. He wanted the red trunks. There was some question, maybe we shouldn't do it, but he says, no, let's do the red trunks. That's Superman. And so, you know, I really like him as an actor. I saw him in a series on Netflix. I think he's also the right age. That costume does him no favors.
I know. It looks too big on him, and maybe those are what the reshoots are for. Let's just get that suit on tighter.
Yeah, so it's I just think the costume isn't right. I hope he gets a better costume at the end. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, didn't we get a movie like that where they had him in the wrong costume and then they brought out the right costume at the end? They could be repeating that. He just seems too busy. And I think I feel the same way about the Fantastic Four uniforms. There's too much to it. As opposed to the simple. more simplistic designs of the comics, especially with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I like David Corenswet, and that's really half of it is casting, right?
Mhm. Yeah. I don't think they went wrong there.
So, and here from comicbookmovie.com, the link is in the private chat there, Alan. Superman has made a huge change following test screenings. I think I mentioned what some of those changes are. Some of the changes include a different editor, a change of the composer. The other things are they toned down the humor. They cut much of the James Gunn humor. I think that if you see James Gunn's last 4 movies, starting with Guardians, they all have a great sense of humor that is appropriate for those franchises. He's very good at we're a group, we're misfits, we come together, we unite, we solve a problem. That's kind of the last 4 James Gunn movies, and he is very good at balancing goofy characters. Well, part of what we learned in the story is that they've cut down on the goofiness, some of the goofy humor. They've made it more serious. So we'll see. I mean, I have concerns. They're about to go on a world tour, and the movie possibly isn't done. And the tour starts late June?
Mhm.
I mean,
Early June.
So, guys, now I'll say this: based on what I've seen of the marketing of Superman, I think it probably represents the movie accurately. And I'm not in love with it, but based on everything, we'll get to Fantastic Four. Based on everything, I've seen of Fantastic Four, I think that will be the weakest of these. I think Superman has a shot to be the best and most profitable superhero movie this year, especially in light of the failure of Thunderbolts and the failure of Captain America and the future failure of Fantastic Four First Steps. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I'm reading over these articles in there, and it just seems like a lot of tweaking going on. They're not mentioning what you're saying. There's something about
I've heard this from other reports. So
yeah, I'm just looking at what you gave me here, and look, make it a good movie. Do what you have to do. Make it a good movie. Rumors of huge changes. Good.
Well, I think it's good. By the way, the story of every movie you love does this.
Mhm.
It's not nearly as public. Godfather, if you watch that TV show The Offer on Paramount Plus, The Godfather the making of The Godfather was disastrous. Disastrous. No one knew really at the time, right? There were issues with unions. I mean, it was making that movie was hell, and it turned out amazing.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. The making of the first Superman with Richard Donner.
Mhm.
There was madness on that set with Marlon Brando. There was the producers, the Salkinds tricked Richard Donner into directing 2 movies. We have a script for Superman. It's 300 pages. They were trying to trick him into directing 2 movies for the price of 1, which they did before with the 3 Musketeers and the 4 Musketeers. They pulled that trick. It turned into a mess. They got a different director around to finish Superman 2. So the original Superman with Christopher Reeve, directed by Richard Donner, was also crazy. The making of every movie has wild behind the scenes stories. A lot of times the behind the scenes stories of making movies are sometimes better than the movie, to be quite frank. But they released the editor, got a different editor, new composer. They toned down the goofy humor. I think, and this is with executives. He's clashing with executives. I think they're trying to tone down the James Gunness of the movie. This could be a good thing. There are executives, right? There are executives that do understand filmmaking and the craft and cinema. This could be good because James Gunn has been front and center, and I think I really wish they would pivot to a different selling point, like David Corenswet and the character. Alan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm looking at this one article. It is Jeff Snyder talking about it from the In Snyder. He says that it sounds like DC Studios is playing it a little safe with Superman, revealing that he's heard the movie originally had the action playing out over each day of the week in an episodic structure. And they're saying that while we appreciate doing something new, this new thing may not be exactly working, and they're reworking a lot of that.
Huh. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that's the fear is the fear I have is that, yes, do reshoots, make it better. But sometimes when you keep making reshoots or keep doing reshoots, you muddle the final product down, a la Marvel and everything they've put out over the last 10 years.
Yeah, it may not be a bad thing. I heard that structure before, that it was a week in the life of being Superman. I would like to see this maybe in our minds play out over months, make it an epic story. And I hope that's what they're going for. But he had a vision for it. They executed the vision. Maybe it didn't work. And it could end up being a better movie because of it.